Today, I'm going to give you an aim tip that completely transformed the way that I viewed Counter-Strike 2. So many of us are struggling to aim inside of this game because we are thinking about it in the complete wrong way.
He instantly headshots me, man.
Ultimately, in Counter-Strike 2, we should be doing less with our aim and focusing more on our positioning, crosshair placement, and movement, instead of worrying about having to move our mouse around the screen so frantically. So I'm excited to get into it today. Hit that subscribe button and let's go ahead and learn what we can do to become the best Counter-Strike 2 players possible. The first thing that we need to do in order to simplify our aim is actually simplify our thought process when it comes to clearing angles, whether it be as a T entering out or a CT reap taking a bomb site. What I want you to do is be very certain with the angles that you are placing your crosshair on. It's very hard to run into a site not knowing what you're thinking about and just having your crosshair in the middle of the open and having to flick and react to something. Of course you're feeling frantic. Of course your crosshair placement sucks. No, instead what we need to do is focus on the positions as we're entering in here, as we're clearing these sites, and we're kind of checking them off the list here. Check off, right? Now, obviously, if you're an entry, it needs to be a lot more fluid. It needs to be very fast. So we would run in here and site like this and be very certain with this position because that's what we're focused on. Versus maybe a retake, you're doing more jiggle peeking with A and D where you're just clearing these out, boom, boom, boom. And just doing these drills like this, even with no bots in your own server, can be very helpful to visualizing and understanding what's going on. Because if we go over here to long, this is exactly what we're doing at the beginning of the round. We're peeking out long corner here so that hopefully our crosshair's in a place where we just have to hold mouse 1 and control our recoil. Then we go into the next angle, right? Obviously, we'd have util that we usually throw, but maybe I come out here and worry about car. And then the next angle, I'm worried about sight or this little elevator swing position. A lot of you guys, especially those of you newer to the game, you don't really understand what you're doing with your crosshair, and you'll come out here and peek, and then you'll be out here and have to react every single time because there's no visualization going on. There's only reactions happening. And when that is the CS you're playing, it's very hard to actually feel comfortable. It feels like our aim is awful, but purely it's just coming down to this complication that we're adding. Slow things down, be very certain with what you're peeking, and it will be a lot more effective for you. Now, one thing that is really effective is getting nice CS2 skins, so let me give you a message from the sponsor of today's video. This video is brought to you by SkinsMonkey, the best CS2 trading site out there. Swap out your low-quality skins for fresh new ones using all of their trade features. I love the filters that you can use to get the exact skin that you desire. I have personally used SkinsMonkey to build my inventory over the years. Right now, use my code CoJo at the checkout for an insane 35% deposit bonus. The best part is that you will receive a $5 bonus by clicking the link in the description. Let's get back to the video. Now, with Counter-Strike 2, we have to be active at all times. The thing is, I want you to be less active with your mouse hand and more active with your keyboard hand. The way we're going to do this is that when we are holding angles, we're actually going to involve timing jiggles or timing peaks like this, or little jiggles out in the open if we want to catch them off as soon as they peak. This is going to allow us to still have that movement so that when they're peeking us, it's very hard for them to react. It's hard for them to get a consistent, easy shot on us because we're going back and forth in this way. But we're introducing that A and D peeking that's going to allow us to actually be fully accurate if we time it right. You can also do this in a very simple way where we're just crouching and uncrouching. If I'm holding long here, I'm just going to timing peek like this. Crouch, uncrouch, crouch, uncrouch. And even if you see my screen moving around here, my crosshair, it's only with my movement. So again, my mouse hand is very simple. I'm just going to click mouse 1 and react plus recoil, control my recoil. Again, a lot of you are just overcomplicating it because you're not slowing it down. You're moving your crosshair all around, adding unnecessary things to your processing power that's complicating the game in a really bad way. Same thing here if I was holding cat. If I was on site, one thing I can do is just pop up and down here. Pop up, down if I wanted, off of a timing. And when I see somebody, I just react. And again, I could move out of there with my A key. If I want to go back to safety, I'm going to crouch and do these things, but it's very little movement with my mouse. My mouse is just there for those little micro corrections. This big macro movement that we're doing with our mouse, if our gun is out and we're not doing some crazy movement play or something, just should not be happening. It should be very standard. Mouse 1, click, hold, click, hold. Now, we're going to talk about one of the biggest reasons why you're feeling uncomfortable, why you think that you need to do so many mouse movements, and that's actually going to be your positioning. I use this example a lot on the channel because it's very important. So many people get this wrong. Take Dust to A bomb site here. You're feeling very pressured. You're feeling like you need to move your mouse around and do all these crazy things because you're putting yourself in such bad spots to play this game. If the T's have long control, they took long, and they have cat control, of course you're sitting there and going, well, coach, I got to move my mouse a lot because people are peeking me from all these different directions and it's stressing me out. That's where you got to take a hold of the game and again, simplify it. I have 2 problems in front of me, catwalk and long. Well, I can sit on site and pray that I somehow go crazy and they whiff on me and I just aimbot them down. Or you can understand that this is where you have to take control and push one of the angles. You have to push, most likely cat in this situation because it's going to be easier to hold. So many players don't realize this. You're a B player and your teammates are like, dude, they're splitting mid to B. They're about to split mid to B. We can't do anything. You got to push into tunnels and take care of one of the problems here. If you can duel these people and actually have more of a fair chance in the round, you are going to simplify it. And then once we kill these people, of course, then we can sit here and just mouse one, mouse one, mouse one. And again, our movement comes to our A and D key a lot. So many of you guys are, again, stressing yourself out because you're pressing W and S and all these different keys that are making it very hard. Ultimately, when we are peeking and fighting in this game, we rarely want to be holding W and S, at least with the rifles. Of course, if you have an SMG, it's more acceptable to run around, go crazy, do these type of things. But with the rifles, it is very easy when you think about this game on more of a 2D plane, instead of this 3-dimensional world where this crosshair is bouncing up and down and floating everywhere. And I know I'm giving you guys all a headache, but I mean, you get the point. It's just like you're thinking about way too much. You're not using enough movement with your keyboard hand. You're using way too much movement with your mouse hand, and then you're wondering why your aim sucks. You sit there in aimbots, and what do you do in aimbots? You go boom, 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 boom. You're just moving your hand around. When you guys are doing aimbots training, I want you to focus more on that movement, more on that donk sliding, where you're actually crouching and peeking, you're counter strafing, you're doing all these different mechanics and concepts. Counter-Strike 2 is way too active of a game for you to put all of your training into your aim instead of all of your training into movement. I'd say one of the most underrated things that players don't understand with gaming in general in 2025 is how important your movement is. And some of the games of the past, even CSGO, it was honestly better just to have solid aim. Your movement was like whatever. You could just be a human aimbot and delete people. But with CS2, you absolutely need to think about the game in this way, simplify it, increase your movement, and you're going to see big progress in your own performance. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Shout out to all my YouTube members. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. Go ahead and check out my daily Twitch streams over on CoJoMo CS. I'd love to see you guys there. I love to give you guys personal tips, and please join my Discord community so that we can chat and get some good things cooking. I appreciate you guys all. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out. Peace out.